getting cold. We are getting colder days. We are hoping, fingers crossed, for a nice weekend. I might be able to get my sheets washed and dried in the sunshine. So please don't forget to say hi as you're coming on. Thumbs up if you like the content that you're seeing, and that helps other people find me, and it really helps you support my channel and support me. So my name is Woodbridge. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. I'm on the central coast of New South Wales, just north of Sydney. Today, as I said, dreary, raining. Yes, it is currently raining outside. Very wet, very outside. But I am here to make some happy cards, some happy bee cards. I'm actually, hello Miss Mary, how are you? I'm actually making the card that I used the scraps for last week. So I made some Honeybee cards last week using this stamp set and the Hive embossing folder. And today I'm showing you the card. Last week we used the scraps. I know, not the normal way I do things. So we're using the layering circle dies, the matching honey blooms dies. I'm using particularly the bees. Hello Miss Bev. I am using a label from the soon-to-be retired Bloom hybrid die and embossing folder. So the die is on the back, but we're using this ticket label. Good morning, Miss Laura. Good evening, sorry, Miss Laura. How are you? And we're going to be using the Heart and Home paper. Hey, Maureen. Hey, Cheryl. So that's kind of what we're using, and I will show you the card in just a second. Hey, Deb. I'm also using a few blends, just 3, Light and Dark Daffodil Delight, and a tinsy bit of Pool Party. I think I may have to cut a few extra things. I have pre-segregated all my bits and bobs into some baskets. Oh dear, I've got more bees and things that have kamikazed out here. Hold on. My poor bees, they've run away. Okay, those bees can go there because they're done. I will talk to my bees and those ones before I lose them to the floor. Okay, those bees can go in there. I wanted to remind you about the Savings in Bloom promotion. It ends today. So it is 20% off the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which we're not using today because I have to use an embossing folder that is wider than this. But it is our super duper cute mini one, and it's so light, the fact I have a bung rib at the moment, and that didn't hurt to pick it up, so yay. Hey Miss Mary. And we have 20% off select bundles, and I did say on my Tuesday Facebook Live that there's only one of these bundles that will remain in our upcoming catalogue. So at the moment we do have the last chance list. Hey Cindy, we've got the last chance list for our annual catalogue. So this catalogue will end on the 2nd of May. Hey Carol, will end on the 2nd of May, and we do have things that sadly have to leave this catalogue because something arrived late yesterday and I was very excited. We have a new catalogue coming. This is the cover. It is gorgeous. This suite is a must-have. Must have in my life. I hope I can order it tomorrow because as a demonstrator I get select ordering tomorrow. Hey Laura, hey Valerie. Oh, so many of you here today. Thank you all so much for joining. So if you want to join my team as a demonstrator, you can also order select items from this catalogue tomorrow. Hey Miss Candy. How are you? Twice in 2 days I get to chat with you. That's awesome. I think at this rate I better get up my replay screen so I can see everyone that is popping in, and I wasn't quick enough to get there. Okay, live. I have to watch an ad and then I'll be able to see everyone's comments. So this is, I know we won't get the list till like midnight. I have started my list as well. Now that I have my physical copy of the catalogue, I confirmed my list. I have 2 question marks. Realistically, those 2 question marks will actually be things that I purchase with my hostess rewards, and that's just the way it is. So this is the card we're going to make today using the Heart and Home paper, as well as all those other beautiful products that I showed you. So I can see everyone here. Let me go to live chat. Awesome. I think you girls, oh, thank you for the friendly reminder, thumbs up. I did say that as I started. If you would like to support me and enjoy what you're seeing here on my lives, sorry, I just needed to grab one thing and get rid of those catalogues. Yes, I think we've all made a list, Shaz. We have all made a list. It just depends on what's available, because this is only limited availability for this pre-order, and hopefully with the shipping gods being in our favor, we should be able to order from all of it. Deb, I've only received one and you live on the other side of the country. I'm not going to talk any further. You live on the other side of the country. I live an hour and a half away from the warehouse. You live 5.5 hours flight from the warehouse and you got your stuff before me. No words. But I got my catalogue yesterday and that's fine. I cannot believe that. Anyway, Australia Post and the couriers are conspiring against me. They're the only words I have. Hello, Miss Janine. Okay, let's flick around. We can keep chatting while I craft and flick around. Hello, Miss Lisa. Got the whole crew in here tonight. This afternoon. It's lovely. Okay, so let me just pop these here. You guys. It doesn't like did that. Pop you guys in there. Awesome. I think we're good. So let me move a few things. That appears. You craft, I'm getting PJs. Okay, you get comfy, Miss Cindy. That sounds like a good plan. Okay, my overhead light is off, so we will not have to deal with the horrible shadows. Hello, Miss Leslie. No list for you. 12-hour drive from Stampin' Up. Wow. Wow. So, okay, now the one thing I realised I didn't have before I started was a drink. So I'm going to start right there. And see how I go. Okay, so these are some of the supplies that I just need to probably pop to the side over here. So we're using the Hive 3D embossing folder, which I love, and it is carrying over to the new catalogue. Whoop, whoop. The bee stamp set. Now, I have already attached the 2 bees that we're using to the Stamparatus. So all I need to do is grab the Stay Wonderful stamp and these flowers, and I'm just going to get them ready now. I will deal with all of that when I'm putting the stamps away. Okay. No, I want this one. I went to grab something the right size, realizing that I'm stamping on a label. So I want that one, and then I will want this one. No, I won't actually. I'm going to change my mind there. I think this one, because I'm only stamping like this area, so the fact that this part's off, I'm only stamping the very top. That will do nicely up there. So our dies, and I've already pre-cut everything. I'm using this ticket from the Bloom Hybrid embossing folder. This is retiring. So if you want to go and have a look at my blog and look up some of the projects I've done, you can, using the bees that I've already pre-cut and the layering circles. And I've used these two dies just up here, and these aren't going anywhere because I love how versatile our layering circles are. Okay, paper wise, I think I am going to have to cut a bit more paper. How many card bases do I have? See, I've kind of got bits and pieces of everything. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. I think I do need another piece of vellum. We shall see. Okay, we shall see. Actually, what I think I've got over here, so I'm just looking in here to see what I have, because I have a funny feeling my stuff from class I may not have unpacked correctly. So I'm just double checking that nothing is in here. So that would be correct, and I do have some gems to use at the end. Okay. So I have 4 card bases, that's fine. And I have 3 of those. I will need a few pieces of vellum, I think 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine. And I appear to have enough of all of those. So we just need some vellum, and I need 3 pieces of this. And I actually spoke, my upline and I did a bit of a paper swap, and we were able to, she needed cardstock, I needed this singular piece of designer series paper, and we were both very mutually happy with our agreement. Okay, so I know what size I need this. Probably should have done this beforehand, but I was getting my customer catalogues ready to send out in the mail, or I actually lost my spreadsheet because I had some computer challenges earlier in the year, and yeah. Oh, no catalogue yet. Hello, Miss Sheila. Hello, Angie. That's okay. Your catalogue won't be far away as a demonstrator, but the good thing is we do at least have the PDF to look at, and we can drool over our computer screens. Now, I only need 1 of these pieces. So I'll pull the other one away, and that's that. Okay, let me make sure they are correct. That can just be slipped under there. Ah, all paper pumpkin either. Yeah, well, I might as well be in my PJs, girls. I'm in a pair of leggings and a comfy top. So I'm as happy as Larry here. Now, that vellum, let me do a little measure and see if we don't have some scrap. So that is 5.5 centimeters by 10 and a bit. That's a bit of a weird 10.2. I don't know where that came from. 5.5 by 10.2. Okay, well it's actually 5.1, so it's 2 inches by 4 inches. 2 by 4. Sounds like a piece of wood. A 2x4. Oh, and look at that. I do have a nice piece here that can be cut down to 2 inches. It doesn't matter if this piece is straight or not, because we're going to emboss it, and you could quite possibly tear it as well. Sorry, I just realized I'm slightly off screen. Now, would you like me to start with embossing or stamping first? So you tell me what you would like me to do, and I shall accommodate that. Should have asked that a little earlier. That's okay. So the good thing is I have lots of these things done and available and round. So pretty much first person to answer gets it, because I'm up to there. Embossing. Okay, Mary, you are the winner. So we need our large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And because we're embossing, we just need number 1 plate, which is our base plate, and we need number 4, which is our embossing plate. Now, I'm going to play it really, really smart, and I think I can emboss a number of these pieces at the same time. Less passes. Oh, I only needed 3 of these, but that's okay. But what I am going to try and do is just put these on a bit of an angle. Pop it in spine of the folder first. And just, right. And just pop it through. And that is 2 done. And I forgot I already had 1 done. So I don't actually need that. That can just go straight into my scraps. They can just come out and live on my desk. And then this one can go on. I'm going to crank the opposite way. Good thing about the machine, it's omnidirectional, so you can use it both ways. So that is all the cutting done, because I did a huge cutting session the other weekend and cut everything for my team meeting and my class, because I have done this card twice. Now, because we are up to this part of the project, I'm going to grab my scrap and I'm going to grab my Bumblebee ink. Now, I went really, really heavy-handed with this one, and when I did the one in the team meeting, I didn't go quite as heavy-handed. Let me see, I don't know, I think the card, actually that's the one I made at my class. Let me grab, this is the one, this is my original one. So I've done different inking. Some I have added more ink and some I've added less. Now you can use either side of this embossing. I like the Hive going in because I think it looks more like honeycomb, and all I'm going to do is use my blending brush, pounce it in and just give it a bit of a rub. I am probably going to end up with rather yellow fingers here. Now I'm not going to re-ink, and I'm just going to see what I can do with the ink that is left. So I'm sort of not doing like a super overall colour like that, and there's 1, 2, 3, and we are making full cuts. So light, dark, you can do whatever you want. Now we do need to put these aside to dry. Okay, so these are just going to hold here. I'm totally finished with my Bumblebee ink, and as you can see, I have just cleaned off that brush as well. So while we're stamping, finished with the Bumblebee, okay, the other colours I must have used since then, so I'm going to need Pale Papaya and Basic Grey. And Basic Grey is over here. So we're going to use both of these. I'm going to grab out my 3 labels. So these are from the Bloom die set, and I do love them. They're actually quite reminiscent of the tickets from the baseball set in the current mini catalogue. And I'm going to use Stay Wonderful, because this card is really an all occasions card, and this just stamps so beautifully. I'm not particularly worried about getting it centered or anything like that, because it's handwriting. It's a hand script. No one writes straight. Hello, Brenton. Good afternoon. How are you? Hello, Miss Cindy. Welcome. Sorry, I hadn't looked up for a while. Well, you need to use the bees, Cindy. Okay, I'm just going to pop that up there. Okay, hello, Miss Margine. So now I'm going to take our flower image in the Pale Papaya ink. Now, why Pale Papaya? Because it is in the Designer Series paper. And what I want to do is nestle it in just like this on the label. So nestle it in just like that. So we're going to end up with piles and piles and piles of stuff, and it'll all come together in the end. But we need to get this prep work done, so then it makes the end super duper easy. I could also be putting dimensionals on that as we go as well. Now, it doesn't matter if you do go over the sentiment, because we're using a lighter colour. And I will show you, I accidentally used the wrong ink, and then I just coloured it in with a blend or something. It still looks great stamped in the Basic Grey and then coloured in. So that's what I did. Stamp that off so I didn't get as much ink in my Stampin' scrub. Okay, now next we're going to use the Stamparatus. I'm going to open this and pop this over here. Scissors can go somewhere up there. I am going to need all of my bees. So some of these bees are stuck together, So what I think I'm going to do is actually stamp all of the bees, because I know, actually I mightn't, but I won't get rid of something. Oh, I got that out. Okay, Cindy, you took my jig. I saw you do it. I'm just over to the side. Aha, I found my jig. It's all good. So, what I did, I created a jig. I stamped the bees and then I die cut them. And what I made sure I didn't do is I didn't change the position of the bees on the Stamparatus. So then I have marked the corner with a circle and where the plate is with the arrow. And what I am going to do is remove our deluxe mat, because we are using red rubber stamps, so which already have that in there. Now I die cut 2 of these at a time, so they are kinda stuck together, because I was trying to work smarter, not harder, and it's not helping at this end of things, because if I was smart I would have already unpaired them all. Okay, gotcha. So I'm going to put you in your little home here. It's going to nestle in perfectly. Then I'm going to grab my other bee. I felt that one just come apart. Now it doesn't want to do what it's told. Hey David, are you warm? Because I'm rather warm. That'd be awesome. Okay, so I've got my 2 in here. I'm probably going to stamp these twice, because these bees are very, very detailed. So just go once with a, God. That's better. And then I'm going to come in a second time with a second layer of ink and add a little bit more pressure from the start. Okay, and you can see you get beautiful details second time round. This one, they're going to slide under, and I'm just going to slide them out, and hopefully they won't hit the deck. Okay, and I am going to go in and after the video do all of my bees, so then I have a little stash, because this stamp set is carrying over into the new catalogue. Or I could use 3 bees on our cards rather than 2. Tell me what you think. Actually, those stamped pretty perfectly for stamping, actually. Should I do 3 or 2 bees on our cards today? So I have a set 2. This one, that one's already a singular one. Okay, and I just need, that is a singular one. So that will be 3. I think we might leave it at 2, because we've got some embellishments, we've got the flowers. I think it might be, oh, everyone's saying 3. Okay, I'll do another stamping after this. Okay, and here comes the rain outside. Just need a bit more pressure on that one. That isn't hurting my ribs at all. There is a story to that, but it's not very exciting. I just fell into a piece of furniture. The joys of having a disability. I am okay. It's just some things you go, ooh, Oh, hello. Aha, gotcha. That one fell, and I've got you back. There's that one. Then we'll do one more, and then that will be 3 on each. Well, except for one. Although I think I do have an extra stamped one. Yeah, see, I do already have an extra stamped one. I don't know where that extra stamped one came from, but yeah, came from somewhere. Oh, I will when I have stamped them all. And what I might do that with these ones while they're still in the Stamparatus. Okay, so lots of beautiful detail. Done. Okay, while I'm here and they're happily in the Stamparatus, that is the beautiful detail that you get in these. I feel like I may have called them butterflies a couple of times during my live. I have been known to call things the wrong names. Okay, I'm going to pop this aside for the rest of them later. So I'm smart and I'm going to pop them back over here. Was that helpful for you, Shaz? Okay, so now I'm going to do some really, really, really quick colouring. And then we're on to assembly, girls. So a little bit of prep, a little bit of playing with you, and we're on to assembly. Just because we're doing mass, and we've got this one here as well. So I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight. So what I did to start with is I coloured the whole bee. Not the wings, just the whole bee's body. Oh, itchy eyebrow. Don't know what that's a sign of, but that's what's happening. So just go through nothing special. We just want to lay that colour down. Don't forget the head. Doesn't matter if you get out the lines a little bit, because hey, these bees could be going at super duper sonic speeds. I don't think the bees would be very happy today. Quite a few of them, people who have local hives, are having displaced bees, and there are swarms turning up in places where they shouldn't be. And then I've just done this part as well. So I've just put in darker around this, left that head, I left the main body a bit lighter and done 2 of the straps on the bum. I mean, it's a good reason to have a stripy bum to be a bee. So just very, very simple, just adding a titch of interest. I will show you these once they're done. And then for the wings, so I'm done with the Daffodil Delight. With the wings, I am going to grab the light pool party, because this gives the illusion of translucency. So literally just a little flick on each wing. Oh, I missed a bee. I'll have to go back. But you're able to see the difference between the 2 bees, that darker detail does just add depth. Come on, go over there, please. Thank Yep. Great. I will grab that darker one back and just do this one. Great. So that was nice, simple and easy. And then I will hold this up closer so you can see those. If you really wanted to, you could most certainly add some wing Stella to the wings and make them look really glittery, but I'm not going to. Not today anyway, not today. Okay, so next I think I am going to pop those aside, keep all my bees on here, oops, keep all my bees on here so I know where they are, pop that to the side, and that, just creating a bit of room. So we have our Heart and Home pattern here. So just with the Queen Anne's lace in the Fresh Freesia and the other flower in Pale Papaya. And I'm just going to assemble these together. Now, if you were my glue, where would you be? You would still be in my class kit from the weekend, because apparently on Tuesday we did not use any Tombow. No, because we use glue dots. We'll be using a few glue dots today, but not too many. So I just love the teensiest scallop detail that gives. It's just enough of a hint to give it a really, really nice border. Okay, take the bottom one, then we'll deal with those ones. There you go. And this one, and there is no, this designer series paper, or this particular pattern in the Heart and Home paper isn't directional. Okay, I apparently cut one too many, and that's okay. That can just go back in the pack, which I've actually almost finished this paper completely, which is it's a bit of a momentous occasion when you finish a pack of designer series paper. I always feel accomplished and go, oh yes, I made lots of gorgeous things with that pack, although I've had 2 packs of this paper actually. Ended up with 2. Okay, so that's that bit done. Next we will do the band across. So this is another one of the patterns, but on the back of each of the patterns is a different type of grey wood grain. Now, grey wood grains are very in trend. We are replacing the flooring in our bedroom, and it's like, I don't want that. I want a nice brush box which has all different colours of wood in it, which I found it, but yes. Now, do I have enough of these patterns? I don't know. I'm thinking I've only got 3. But we'll make it work, hey? Make it work. Just put that up. That is totally crooked. There we go. That's better. 2 and 3, and that's okay. I will just add a grey band because you'll only see a little bit here and there, and that will still work fine. Okay, I think that's all I need this glue for. The rest of it is dimensionals and glue dots. So I'll pop that to the side where it's not going to, oh, do you know what? I lied. How am I going to attach all of this paper to the card? Please tell me. I'm going to use that glue again. La 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 la, don't mind me. Thanks, Bev. Oh, they certainly have. And I mean, we've got them moving around for totally different reasons because their hives are flooded. Okay, so we have all of that ready. I think next we need to do our card bases and pop our card fronts on. So now we're in construction phase, and I'm going to use Miss Helen's, if I can grab the block, I'm going to use Miss Helen's technique here of just using a block to bone fold. I love it. I know Cindy uses it. Has anyone else tried it and found it to be successful in your crafting? Because I have 3 of these blocks. This is the C block. Yes, I somehow managed to end up with 3 of these blocks. So, yes. Glad everyone's enjoying this card so far. I enjoyed this card. I feel it's a little bit busier than my normal, but I just love the layers and the texture because you get so much texture in the embossing and vellum. It just works. Are you liking using the block, Bev? That's awesome. Don't need it anymore. I don't know, for me with my hands, it does just help a lot. Okay, pop that there. Piece of paper. Okay, now do our little shimmy. Get this in the place we would like it. We'll just pop that aside for the moment. We're going to, I know I normally make my cards from the top down, but this card kind of doesn't work like that. So when I was making it, I was holding all the things together and trying to work out if I liked it and if the patterns worked, and I really wanted to use this paper, and I was like, oh, is it working? And then I just committed and started gluing stuff down, and it made me so much happier, and all came together really, really nicely. And I should have worn this top today. That reminds me of this paper. Love it when Stampin' Up does that. It's like, oh, that reminds me of blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So this is the last one on. And of course it's the most crooked one I put on. Always the way, Murphy's Law. Okay. Now I'm going to start from the bottom. And I'm going to attach this. So what I think might be easiest is if I just run a bead all the way across. That's it. And then I can adhere that down, because where it goes on the card really doesn't matter. It does not need to be precise at all. Card's going to look good no matter where you put it. We are just going to have that one oddball card because someone's got 2 pieces of paper somewhere along the line, or I was short cutting one piece, who knows. But it'll still look a little bit different, but with everything else going on in the card, it will still look fantastic. Line that up. That seems to be a little short, but you know, Man riding by on a horse wouldn't notice. So I don't think anyone will go, oh, Ellen cut that a little bit short. So, yes. Okay. That's that one. Now the grey will come together with all the stamping and all of that. I know the grey looks a little bit weird, but trust me, it will come together. So now I need to do some dimensionals. Got to the point that I need to stop, use my dimensionals, and then we can go on to the next stage. Oh, I'm going to need a whole new sheet of dimensionals. I did not even think of that. But let's use what we... Oh, and I will need my mini dimensionals for the bees. So we'll pop those on the bees. I will snip all these. Still, I don't know if we'll have enough or not. We'll find out, hey? Don't think I quite will, but I think we'll go quite close actually, because with these little strips I really only need 2. That is nicely balanced. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go here and I'll go here. That isn't quite where I wanted it, but that will do. We may just have enough, ladies and gents. Maybe not. No. Not quite. Not quite. We're like 3 dimensional short, I think. No, 2 dimensional short. Going to need a new pack anyway. But hooray for finishing a pack. A man riding by on a horse. Have you not heard that, Janine? Or you like it and you're laughing? Yes, Bev, I think it gives a crisper and tighter fold as well. You are not the only one that thinks that. Oh, and would you believe? Let's see, sorry, my body's going to get in shot here for a second. Oh, Stampin' Dimensionals, I did not even need to grab that box down. My hand could just slide in there and grab a pack out. Because I have plenty of dimensionals. I don't have plenty of, what don't I have plenty of? Mini glue dots. They will be ordered at some time in the morning. Okay, brand new pack. And we work in straight lines here, girls. So 1 and 2. There we go. There we go. So I can start assembling and then add my bees on at... No, I can't. I cannot. I need to grab those pesky glue dots, and I need to... My first layer, besides what I'm calling my base, is putting on our honeycomb or hive piece. And I just realised I have knocked myself there. I'm waiting, Janine. Have you heard that saying before? I need to know. Okay, so 4 glue dots. Now, you're not really going to see these glue dots through this because, so vellum, I normally say, you've got to hide your adhesive. This, not so much, because we have embossed it, we've coloured it, and we've put some distractions there. That'll mean these won't be seen. Okay, so what I kind of want to do now, if you wanted to, before you adhere these down, you could rip them. I'm not going to rip them. When I was trying to rip them for my example, I just couldn't get a nice rip on it, and I really didn't like the way it looked, so I kept it square. That's just what I did. And I am just going all 3 corners because we are adding quite a bit of stuff on top of it. I really don't think the bottom is going to pop off and go anywhere, but if you wanted to, you could chuck one in the center. Okay, that's that one, and I kind of like you've got it lifting just a little bit. It does add that texture. Oh, I'm glad. Never really. So I've given you a new saying. Okay, so now I need to poll the rest of the people not living in Australia. Is a man riding by on a horse wouldn't notice, is that an Aussieism, or is that like an Aussie and UK? Shaz, help me out here. You're my UK representative here. So I need to know whether us Aussies are crazy or not. But yeah, it's a man riding by on a horse wouldn't notice. Or Bev, Bev and Brenton, am I being totally weird? And it's a weird saying that not everyone knows. Because these are the funny things we say. Hello, Miss Glenna, how are you? You've heard of that before, Cindy. You've never heard of that other Cindy in Canada. Okay. But, Cindy Nielsen, have you heard me say that? You haven't heard it, Bev. I'm not crazy. Okay, you have heard it before, Shaz. Okay, that's crooked because I was looking at comments. It's funny though, but you get it. You get the sentiment of it. A lot of people in my life say it, actually. One of them does do YouTube videos as well. She used to be a customer of mine. Many, many, many moons ago. That was a long time ago. But yes, it's a different take of handmade, not hallmark. A man riding by on a horse wouldn't notice. But it's just not about crafting. It's just about not being perfect in general. Okay. And our last one, I'm liking putting them down crooked, apparently. Take off my excess glue dot roll that I've finished. Pop that back away. And now we are up to these, and I will need my take your pick tool, because as another crafter I know that also does videos on YouTube says, these are jewels, not tools. Talking about nails. Jewels, not tools. Mind you, mine are definitely tools. Ow. I just stabbed myself off screen. Don't worry about me. You must remember you have a very sharp pokey tool in your hand. Although I do love this. I would not trade my take your pick tool in for anything. Okay, pop that down. Couple more, then we'll go in and do the labels, then we'll do the bees, then we will embellish, keeping an eye on the time, because I think, note the word I think, Owen finishes school early today and will need picking up. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log into the school website where I can get his timetable and double check, because I think he may have had his days mixed up because it wasn't in my diary. The things we can multitask and do at the same time, hey guys. Okay. Mr. Owen. So although these are not directional, I do want this particular flower to go up and the other one's coming down. Don't hurt my head. Okay, if anyone had Owen's mobile, I would say, can you please text him and tell him he has English last period? But anyway, that is fine. Okay, so now we are, now this label is slightly wider than actually that is totally crooked. Patience is a virtue. I did rip something under there, but it doesn't matter because it's still covered up. Okay. So the label die is slightly wider than the band that we put on underneath, which is good because it just works then. No, it's not going to work. All right, thank you. Now I do want it going slightly over here. And there, although this card won't be my favourite, I still don't mind it. Now let me come back to you guys. I think I need to give Owen, I swore I did, gave him a timetable. Lucky he's already had English today and still has his school book. Oh, bye Cindy. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's not good being out of juice. Okay, that's crooked. That's, it's probably crooked, but you know. That saying, man riding by on a horse. Just come on. Thank you. Right, one there. So you'll have to tell me if you like the lighter or the heavier application. Now that it's on the card, tell me which you prefer, heavier or lighter application of the ink on the vellum. Okay, so we do have to think about where we are putting our mini dimensionals on our bees, because our bees do overlap layers of our projects. So I'm literally just going to go one for one here, and I'm going to pick up whatever bee and put it on just like so. See, the grey really does clash there, but that's okay. Going to grab this one. Now, I put two of the same bee there. Oh, look at that. That's why I've got an extra bee. Let me see, how did I put that other one? Okay. So I kind of want to go up here. See if I can get this off. Okay. Okay. So you can see how I've got that there. Now, if we wanted to add an extra, I would add it like up here. And I think we have extra. If not, I will. I think I did put that a little too far down, but we'll soon find out. No, that one works well. So that's our 3 bees, our nice visual triangular bees. This sometimes does happen. This, our putty end does just screw on, and you'll find if you use the other end quite a bit, it does just unravel, and it just flew off. It doesn't do anything, you've just got to re-screw it on. So don't stress. Put that one on his bum. Take that off. And then now for our embellishments, as I am doing this, I kind of grabbed out 3 or 4. So I have polished dots, the classic matte dots, elegant faceted, and our gilded gems. So I can use any of those on these. Tell me your thoughts of which ones I should use. The gilded gems are leaving us as, well, these two are in the mini catalogue, and I don't think either of them are carrying over. I know the elegant faceted gems are staying, which made me rather happy actually. Okay, just going to go on to the next one, and then I'll add my 3rd ones at the end. So tell me which embellishment, because I've used polished dots, I think, on everything so far that I did. I had it in my hand and I still use my finger. My word. Okay, that's that one. That's this one. Or do you think I stay embellishment free? Might be controversial. Gilded gems. You prefer lighter, Valerie and Bev? Thank you, Beverly. Okay. Pop this one there. Okay, and one more. So, is everyone saying gilded? Is that where we're going? Gilded, which is a bit different, but I don't hate it. Right. Almost there. And then I will have enough time to text Owen and tell him he has English last, and that I'm not picking him up because the school won't let him go. I thought I had it right in my diary. So, any further suggestions on Shaz? Because we are doing 4 cards. So I can use something else. You just have to tell me. I do just like the bees nestling in on these flowers on the sentiment. Oh, I only have 2 bees left. but 3 cards. Oh well, I thought I stamped enough. Am I missing a bee? No? No? Oh well. It is what it is. Okay. Polish dots. Okay. Glenna, did you come back? I swear you were gone earlier. I mean, I swear you were here earlier. Did you go and come back? Okay, and dun dun dun. And I have to decide which one I'm going to take a photo of. It's always the hardest thing. That one works out perfectly because it's just landing right there. Okay, so someone said polished dots, which I can grab now so I don't stab myself, because that seems to be my superpower at the moment. Okay, polished dots. And I'm just going to use some of the clear ones out of this. And I'm going to use some gilded gems as well. Okay, so this one here. And I'm going to grab a big one, if it wants to actually stay on. No, of course not. That's not really where I want you to be. Please flip over. There we go. And I kind of put it in the middle of the hive. Might use a couple of more big ones because I appear to have a lot of big ones left. I'm just going to sneak one under there. I've just got a trail of 3 because odd numbers are good. So how many of you took advantage of getting 20% off the mini machine and some of those exclusive bundles? Because they were great value. Oh, come on, go down, please. Okay, so I have a huge one here. And then I think I'll use a medium one up here. Oh, there's a hair stuck in that. And the hair doesn't, there we go. And just one there. So let me show you. We've got very subtle and very crooked, but that's okay. So that's kind of the difference. The Calypso Coral ones would equally look as nice as well. So that's a look at the difference between the two. Oh, that's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you, Leslie. 2 more to go. And I will use, like, I'll do one each, of one with the polished and another one with the gilded. I'm a bit sad the gilded gems are going, actually. They're gorgeous. Just going to go there. And, come on. And here. And another big one just up here. So that's that. Oh, the gold will look really, really nice on this one because this one is one of the darker ones. There's a bit more heavy-handed here, I think. So one there. And one just there, and a big one right here at the bottom if it wants to play nicely. Okay, and one just there. There we go. So I do just want to pop these ones in particular because they are a bit, got a couple of different sheets where I have had a class and had to cut up for people. There we go. This one goes in here. There we go. That's corralled. Now I won't lose them all over the floor. And I'll pop these ones in here and we are all good. So cards are done. I will happily show you close up again. So we've got this one, so got a little bit of shine with the gilded gems. You've got the colour in the embossing and the blending brush. We've used the Heart and Home paper. I will bring everything back in. So Honeybee Home stamp set and the dies. The dies. We used layering circles. We used Bloom hybrid embossing and we used Honeybee blooms. Okay, so these are the two versions of the card. We did use some blends, so we used Daffodil Delight Light and Dark and Light Pool Party. Embellishments, we used Polished Dots and we used Gilded Gems. So that got us out of the bit of mischief there. We did use our, where's our Hive embossing folder? Did I pop it back? Oh no, it's right here next to me. We used the Hive embossing folder with the blending brush, which made it super duper quick and simple. We did make the bees really simple, setting them up in the Stamparatus so we could do a lot of them at once. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything today. It was the Heart and Home Designer Series paper for everything here. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. I will have shop links below if you would like to purchase anything. The only thing that is desperately retiring is the Gilded Gems, and this paper will be leaving us at the end of the mini catalogue, so not quite yet, but soon. So if you like this designer series paper, certainly grab it. So any questions, just ask. Shop link below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the way out, and I will see you on Tuesday over on Facebook, so make sure you go over there and you are subscribed. Have an amazing weekend. I'm hoping for some sunshine to get some of that big bulk washing done so I can have everything nice and clean in the house. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.